Hi, I'm Siddharth Sharma, a wedding photographer and a filmmaker.
Light off!
I wanted to tell a story from the point of view of a wedding filmmaker. I strongly believe that a wedding filmmaker is not just a person who comes to a wedding with a camera, shoots what he sees, packs his bags and walks away. I think there are many more layers to this profession. And I wanted the film to highlight that. I wanted this film to glorify the profession of wedding filmmaking. As part of the process, I sit with a couple and they narrate their story. And when they're taking me through their journey, I create visuals in my head as if I was present when the story was unfolding. And this film revolves around the same idea. It's like a mix of reality and imagination. The most exciting feature for me was the slow motion. This camera shoots 4K 120 frames per second with audio. There was a part in the film where the couple is reuniting after being away for a while, and I wanted that moment to be magical. I remember we were shooting in a parking lot, and it was a very difficult scene to execute because a lot of things were supposed to come together for this shot.
Action!
But when we finally saw the shot in slow motion, it made all the effort worth it. There are certain moments in time which last only for a fraction of a second. And in weddings, we see a lot of these moments. For example, a teardrop. It takes less than a second for a tear to drop from your eye to the floor. But if you slow it down to 240 frames per second, that little moment becomes a memory of a lifetime. This camera shoots Full HD 240 frames per second, and this adds a new dimension to wedding filmmaking. I personally love to shoot a lot of handheld, as it emulates the feeling of a home video, and also it gives me flexibility to move around freely. R5 Mark II offers 8.5 stops of image stabilization, and that helps me take those smooth handheld shots which were earlier possible only with a tripod or a gimbal. We wanted to have an element that binds their story together, something that grows with them. So we decided to have a tree as an anchor, and the story revolves around the tree. But finding that perfect tree was a big challenge. We scanned hundreds and hundreds of trees around Bangalore for days, and finally we found one 240 kilometers away. But distance was not the problem. The problem was the rain.
Let's think. What if rain doesn't stop?
At that point, with all the rain and wind and darkness, it felt like all the odds are against us. But what we did not doubt, even for a second, was the performance of the camera. Canon R5 Mark II features 45 megapixel BIS stacked CMOS sensor, which performs exceptionally well in low light conditions. Since I'm both a photographer and a filmmaker, there are times when I'm in a dilemma whether to shoot photo or film. This camera allows dual shooting. That means I can shoot photos while I'm making a film. For me, this is a game changer. If there's one camera every wedding photographer or a filmmaker must have in their arsenal, is the Canon EOS R5 Mark II. It does not get any better than this.